Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shots by Lou. You guys can check me out on Instagram at shotsbylou.1. You guys could also check out my work on my website at shotsbylou.com. So today in Photoshop, we'll be working on frequency separation. This is my beautiful model slash makeup artist, Issa. You guys can check out her information in the comment section down below. So I know a lot of people are always wondering, what is frequency separation? They always hear of it. They always see other photographers mentioning it, and they always see images and they know instantly that image has had some frequency separation work done to it, but they don't know how to do it. If you're a photographer, this tool is low-key essential, man. It corrects a lot of inconsistencies in the skin. It also smoothens out the skin. I know most photographers that I see that don't use frequency separation are like, people who shoot film and stuff like that. It's like, so mainly a lot of digital photographers use this. Start out with just make 2 copies of your background image. So for the Mac, you want to use Command J twice. I'm not sure what it is with the PC. I ain't got that, dog. So we're gonna label these right off the back. Take layer 1, you turn that into blur. Layer 1 copy, you're gonna make that texture. So you're gonna deactivate this little first level. Go straight to the blur, Gaussian blur. You don't want to make it too blurry because then you really lose your concept of the photo. So what you want to do, it really varies per photo. You want to blur it to where you see, at least me personally, my style, I just blur it to where I see the colors somewhat as single colors. Like I don't like a big collection of colors. Like I just want it light, medium, dark. That's it. So this is perfect right here, but depending on your image, sometimes you'll be going like this, and you don't want it this blurry because you can't see anything. It's a big old blotch like this, especially just for like tutorial purposes. I'm going to exaggerate the hell out of this so you guys can see the difference. So let's just go with like right there. This is also so tricky sometimes. Anyway, we'll go there. So next, up to that texture level, and we click on it. And we can see, and now it's back to normal. You see the image that you started out with, but we're not done. You go to texture, you go to image, apply image, and you want to make sure this blending area is subtract, and you want to make sure this merge is set to blur. Scale is 2, offset is 128. This will always be 2 and 128. Why? I don't know. Click OK. Now you take this blending level from normal to linear light, and now your image is back to normal. So right off the back, before we get started, stay on texture, and this is your time to really go in and take out all of the areas of the skin or the face that you don't want to be in the photo. Don't really like. I mean, a lot of people go crazy with this. Mind you, this is the spot healing brush that I'm using, by the way. So you could click J, press J, or you can just go right over here, spot healing brush, and it'll take care of all this work. And then now we're done. You don't really want to remove too much stuff because at the end of the day, like let's say you took a photo of Enrique Iglesias, and back in the day, he had that mole. That mole was his trademark mole. Like, know what I'm saying? Like, you want to keep certain features that you really feel as though the client would not like for you to touch, and what features you think really showcases the client's beauty, man. Like, there's a beautiful little mark right here. Look at this cute little thing. So anyway. We're gonna keep it moving. Alright, so now what you want to do is go down to blur, make sure your lasso tool is selected, take this further down to 0. Now what you want to do is draw a circle. That's kind of crooked. Sure, that's kind of better. And you go to select and mask, and from this point you only mess with the feathering because you want to make sure that you don't want it to be obvious where you circle. So that's why you soften the edges. So low key, like, this is me. Let's see, let's take it down. mind you, every photographer has their own style. So every photographer is different. Like I know Jessica Cabasi's, she does some wild shit, man. Like her whole process is just stressful. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, shit works for her. So you want it just like this. Like it's not too sharp, but it's not too blurry. You still got a little soft. And I don't like freaking weird numbers. I like whole numbers. That's just me. 20, 20, we good. Now you don't click OK. You just remember what you got and just click cancel. So now we're gonna go up here to feathering, click 20, Command D, just to get rid of that, and then I press enter. That's me. And then we go right back to that same circle, and now the feather's 20. We're on blur still, and now we're gonna go to filter, blur, back to Gaussian blur. And right here is an example of how that area of skin that I just circled would look if I apply a bigger blur. So you can also see it here, and then you can also see it here. We don't want that. That's not pretty. So we're gonna scroll down. And the blur that it's showing you is the underlining blur that was in that blur already. That's why you see it looks a lot smoother than the original skin. So we don't want to, I guess for freaking tutorial purposes, we'll exaggerate the hell out of this. So we'll just make it 19 because that's a chill number. Matter of fact, you want to make sure it doesn't discolor the rest of the skin too. Alright, so yeah, 19 didn't do that much. Actually, I like 17. 17 is great. Like Android 17. Dragon Ball Z reference. Click OK for that one. So now you go. Now you go towards the top. Yummy. And you start circling all the areas that you want to smooth out. Dang, I want to circle this thing right here. My bad, I got hella sound effects. That shit ain't cool. And depending on like what area of the skin you're working on, you really should adjust. But me, I'm just lazy sometimes, so I don't really adjust to it. Change whatever you want to change, man. As long as you don't jeopardize the image, you don't want to obviously like have people spot it out straight from the rip, like, yo, that shit's hella Photoshop. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So let's just join these two together. You could press Shift on the top one and then click Command J. Turns it into a group. So now as we zoom in, you can see a little bit of what we've done so far. Another thing people do, this will be strictly on the texture there, you can go to S, which is your clone stamp tool right here, and like this area right here, you say like, oh man, you don't like that. So what you want to do is go onto your clone stamp tool, Alt, take a clean smooth area, click, and then just smoothing that right over. So you can also use this as like to gauge how much you need to go back and where you need to work at. But yes, this is the clone stamp tool. You can also do the same thing with the legs if you want. I feel like I'm doing too much now, so I'm gonna just cut this short. It's gonna be the last one. Alright, so bam, we got the face. It's dead. And then what I like to do, I go right here to curves, click on this top layer, click on a highlight, scroll up just a tad bit. Alright, then click Command and I just to invert that. And then you go to all the bright layers and you just make sure that your paintbrush now is on and it's on the color white, and you just touch up all the highlights. Get the nose, get that little part right there, the lips, get the cheeks, you know what I mean? Get the dope. Sometimes I get the hair, get that shine on the knee. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get some of the articles of clothing depending on what it is. And you do the same thing again, but this time instead of scrolling up, you find a shaded area, go down, and you invert that, which is Command and I again. Then you go press B for your paintbrush. Right there, just a regular brush tool. And then you start going over the spots that you want to be darker. I want that to be dark. I want her hair to be darker. And this is low-key the Dodge and Burn tool. This lets you be in control of what you want to be highlighted, like whatever you want to be seen first when people look at your photo. This is also a time for you to like darken in the eyebrows. That about it. So now you do the same thing. You click Shift and you click Curve 1, Command G to group them, and now you can see all the work that we've done. First, let's check out the face. Bam, bam. That's all we did. Same thing with the legs. Bam, that's what we did. And the photo as a whole, man. Wow. So that's basically it, guys. That's frequency separation with a little bit of dodge and burn technique, adding highlights and also darkening some of the shaded areas. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, list them down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. And yeah, more videos to come.